Over the centuries, though, God has had many different houses where he has dwelt. And I want you to see 4 of them. The first one is what I call the primary house. Primary simply meaning first. In Genesis chapter 2, if you're there and look at Genesis chapter 2 and verse 7, I guess we could play the Bible drill. We don't do Bible drill here in our church, but I remember doing it as a kid, but we called it sword drill. Does anyone here remember doing the old Bible drill and the sword drill? Somebody do. You'd be attention, draw swords. Now they say present Bible. I guess we could do that. I could have y'all go find Genesis chapter 2. No, you don't want me to do that, do you? In Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. The first house that God chose to dwell in was Adam. Adam and Eve in the Garden of Gethsemane. And the one thing that we would note about this house where God dwelt was it was marked by fellowship. The text doesn't tell us a lot. It just gives us glimpses. But the glimpses that it gives is of an intimate, personal relationship between God and Adam and Eve. He breathed into Adam his very breath to give him life. He breathed into Eve his very breath to give her life. We don't see this in the English, but in the original Hebrew, there's a significant use of words. Because as God created the different animals, each one was called a soul. And each time they were brought to Adam, and Adam was to name them, there were these souls, these lives. But when he made Adam and then when he made Eve, he said this about them, not that they were now alive or a soul, he called them a living soul. The Hebrew is nephesh hayah. Now, I can't really do the guttural sound right, but you get the idea. Hayah. You say that, and if you have bad breath, the person in front of you is going to turn around and look at you. Nephesh hayah. Living soul. What it simply meant was that unlike the dog or the cat or the giraffe or the lion or any of the animals that were made, there was something living inside Adam and Eve that was unique and different. It was the very Spirit of God. And the picture is that God himself would walk in the garden with Adam and Eve. God himself came to Adam and brought the animals for Adam to name. And immediately we get the picture of God, the Creator, wanting to take his highest creation, mankind, and letting him be a part of what he was doing. Adam got to name the animals. There was fellowship. But then something happened. And what happened was that sin entered the equation. In verse 17, Adam and Eve had sinned. And to Adam, God said, because you listened to your wife and ate from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat. Cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil you will eat of it all the days of your life. In other words, because of their sin, sin entered into the relationship and God banished them from the Garden of Eden. Chapter 2, verse 17 says, that because they ate of the tree that they would surely die. Well, Adam physically didn't die, so what happened to him? Spiritually he died. That part within him that God placed within him to know intimate fellowship with God, it died within Adam. And Adam was sent out of paradise, out of the Garden of Eden. His first house, God's first house was Adam in the garden. And there he was going to dwell in perfect fellowship. But sin ended it and resulted in Adam dying spiritually and being cast from the garden.